Chemical equations part 3, making chemical equations more informative.
Good morning students, my name is Jyoti CH, PGT Chemistry, TSMS Kalwala. Today we will start the next part of the chemical equations, that is part 3, that is to make the chemical equations more informative. Okay, so in order to make the chemical equations more informative, first you have to know the definition of the chemical equation. In a chemical equation, a chemical reaction is represented through symbols and formulae by reactants and products which are separated by arrow marker, arrow heading towards the, pointing towards the products. So that is about the chemical equation. So in order to make the chemical equation more informative, first you have to indicate the physical states in the chemical equation. So what are the physical states? Or these are solids, liquids, or gases, or solution, solute plus solvent. If the solvent used is water, then those solutions are called aqueous solutions. Okay, so these states of reactants and products are to be indicated in a chemical equation to make it more informative. If a reactant or a product is a solid, you have to indicate a small s in brackets beside the formula or symbol. If it is a liquid, you have to indicate small l in the brackets besides the formula or symbol of reactant and product. If it is gas, you have to indicate small g. And if it is a solution with water solvent, then you have to indicate aqueous solution as AQ in the brackets. So here are some unbalanced chemical equations. Now we will see how the physical states are indicated here. Okay. So Zn plus H2SO4 gives rise to ZnSO4 plus H2. This is a chemical equation with symbols and formulas. And now you have to make it more informative by indicating the physical states. Okay, so Zn is a solid, so you have to indicate S in the small bracket beside the symbol Zn. And H2SO4 is a solution, so you have to show AQ beside the H2SO4 in brackets. And ZnSO4 is a solution, you show AQ in the brackets. H2 is a gas, you have to show it's small g inside the formula of H2. Okay, and similarly in these CaOH taken twice is solution, lime water shown by AQ, and CO2 is gas G, and CaCO3 is solid precipitate, this is a white precipitate, and H2O is a liquid. Okay, and if you go for N2, it is gas, and O2 it is also gas, and NO it is also gas in this reaction. And if we go for this reaction, carbon it is a solid, and O2 is the gas, and CO2 is also the gas. And if you go for this reaction, CH4 is gas, methane gas, it is natural gas, and O2 is also the gas, and CO2 is the gas, and here the water is the water vapor, so this is also in the gas form. And if you go for this reaction, CaCO3, this is a solid, and CaO is also solid called quicklime, and CO2 is the gas. This is how you have to mention the physical states in order to make the chemical equation more informative. So first one, physical states is completed, and in order to make the chemical equation more informative, you have to indicate the heat changes also. The second one is heat changes. And heat changes may be of two types in a reaction. Heat may be released or heat may be absorbed. If heat is released, then those reactions are called exothermic reactions. And if heat is absorbed, then those reactions are called endothermic reactions. So here we'll see some examples of exothermic reaction. C plus O2 gives rise to CO2. Okay. So in order to indicate a heat released in this reaction, you have to write plus Q in the product side, or you can write minus Q in the reactant side, or totally you can write outside the reaction. Now C plus O2 gives rise to CO2 is separated by a semicolon. Now you can write the heat released as minus Q, or delta H will be equal to negative. Okay, so this is how the exothermic reaction can be represented in any way. Okay, plus Q on the product side, or minus Q on the reactant side, or totally out of the reaction as minus Q or delta H is equal to negative. Okay, And you go for one more reaction. CH4 plus O2 gives rise to CO2 plus H2O, which is also an exothermic reaction. So write plus Q in the product side or minus Q in the reactant side, or totally out of the reaction as minus Q or delta H is equal to negative. And this carbon or hydrocarbons, when bond in the presence of oxygen, they release CO2 and H2O, which is called combustion reactions. And you have to remember that all the combustion reactions are exothermic reactions. Okay. Then we go for some endothermic reactions. Okay, here this N2 plus O2 gives rise to NO is an endothermic reaction. We already mentioned the physical states. Now you have to indicate the heat absorbed. So the heat absorbed is shown on the product side as minus Q or in the reactant side as plus Q. Totally out of the reaction as plus Q or delta H is equal to positive. And you go for one more reaction. CaCO3 calcium carbonate, which is decomposed under the heat to form CaO plus CO2. Okay, here the heat may be shown as minus Q in the product side or plus Q in the reactant side, or totally out of the reaction as delta H is equal to positive or plus Q. You may show it in any way. And remember students, all the decomposition reactions, maybe thermal decomposition or photochemical decomposition or electrical decomposition, all the decomposition reactions are endothermic reactions. Okay students, we will go for third one, that is conditions under which the reaction takes place. So chemical reactions takes place under certain conditions like heat or catalyst or temperature and pressure, and we'll see how we can mention these conditions in a chemical equation to make it more informative. So see here KClO3, potassium chloride splits into KCl and O2, and here CaCO3 splits into CaO and CO2. Okay, both these reactions undergo or decomposition in the presence of heat. So this heat may be shown as plus Q in the product side, in the reactant side, or delta above the or below the arrow. Here also heat may be shown as plus Q in the reactant side or delta or below or above the arrow. Okay, and this reaction takes place in the presence of not only heat, it takes place in the presence of catalyst called MnO2, manganese dioxide. Okay, so this manganese dioxide catalyst is also mentioned above or below the arrow. And we'll go for one more reaction. Carbon monoxide combines with H2 to form methyl alcohol, which is a liquid. Here this reaction takes place under the conditions of pressure, temperature and also catalyst. So the pressure 300 atm and temperature 300 degrees Celsius and the catalyst zinc oxide and chromium oxide are shown above and below the arrow to make the chemical equation more informative. And we'll go for one more reaction. Here CO2 plus H2O combines to form C6H12O6 plus O2, which is called photosynthesis reaction. You are already familiar with this reaction, and this reaction or photosynthesis reaction takes place under sunlight, in the presence of sunlight and in the presence of the chlorophyll, which is the green pigment. Okay, so this is also shown above and below the arrow. Okay, and fourth one is gas formation. If a gas is formed in a reaction, you have to show it by upward arrow. And fifth one is the precipitate formation. If the precipitate is formed in a reaction, you have to show by downward arrow. So see here, here O2 is a gas, show by upward arrow, O2 gas upward arrow, CO2 gas upward arrow, and CaCO3 is a white precipitate. So this is shown by downward arrow. Okay, so in order to make the chemical equation more informative, first thing you have to indicate the physical states like this, and the second one is you have to indicate the heat changes like plus Q or showing delta on the arrow mark. Okay, and third one is you have to indicate the conditions under which a reaction takes place. So like this, catalyst, heat, sunlight conditions. Okay, temperature and pressure conditions also below or above the arrow. And the fourth one is the gas formation, you have to show by upward arrow, and the fifth one is the precipitate formation, you have to show by downward. Finally, I want to say one thing, this reaction and this reaction or the decomposition reactions, and they take place under the heat. So these are called thermal decomposition reactions. And so what is a decomposition? So decomposition means splitting of one reactant into two or more products is called decomposition reaction. And you already know all the decomposition reactions are endothermic reactions. Okay students, so continue watching interpreting the balanced chemical equation in the next video. Thanks for watching this video.